I'm going to go ahead and start recording. I'm going to try as best I can to keep this camera still, although the flip camera is supposed to be really good. Okay. Today we are talking with Debra Pagona and Kerri Flinchbaugh, two of our Summer Institute participants and now teacher leaders in our Tar River Writing Project. And they are going to reflect on their experiences having thinking partners and extending the idea of a thinking partner into other work that they do. Okay, ladies.
Okay. Well,
how's your experience?
Well, my experience, Kerri, was 2 summers ago as when I did the, or summer before last was when I did the writing project. And I did not actually have a very positive experience that summer, and I have permission to share that. My thinking partner was, like as we said before, was MIA, and I think I had one contact with her, and then I just didn't get any feedback beyond that. And as a result of that, I guess the positive outcome of that was I was able to work with the teacher leaders in the Institute and other participants in this. And so I really got to make the rounds with a lot of different people to help develop my demo. And for that purpose, you know, that was positive because I was watching everybody else's positive experiences with their thinking partners, and I guess I was a little jealous. So I learned a lot through that. And then this past summer, Jennifer said that because of my negative experience, she thought I would be a good thinking partner for participants in this past summer's institute, which I did do. I actually had 2 thinking partners, and Jennifer was so helpful in giving some guidelines for establishing your relationship with your thinking partner that I think it just made it fun and positive, positive experience, which I guess, and you were a part of that group.
I was this past summer in the Tar River Writing Project, and I had an awesome thinking partner, not to brag, so, but...
wasn't me.
Well, since you had a bad experience, I hate being like, but Jennifer was great because one thing I know about myself is I'm an extrovert, and unless I say something out loud or unless I write it down, it doesn't exist to me. So having a resource that you can go to and not feel like you're bugging someone is nice. And then also I thrive off feedback. So the more feedback that I can get, which I think is typical with a lot of teachers, they like to, we're reflective practitioners, and we like to get feedback from other people, which is nice. And it was affirming in a lot of ways because I went, my demo was at the end of the Summer Institute, and I just honestly, for most of it, wasn't sure what I was going to do. I had several ideas, and it helped in the narrowing or the focus of it, and then also just to hear somebody say that, this part of it was really good or interesting in some way. And I think the most valuable part for me was actually after the demo to sit down and talk to somebody else and have the reflective time, looking at the comments that people put on their sheets and discussing them, because it's not something that you would normally get to do, but it's you get so much more out of it.
You really do, and I think I've probably even failed to realize the impact that that's had. Yeah, I think in that experience, when people gave their reflections, they also talk about how you can use it in your classroom. Well, I'm doing something with some parent-child literacy stuff, and I'm just realizing at this moment that that's where a lot of my ideas came from, was from that demo, was from the adaptations that people suggested. So I don't think you even realize necessarily the impact that it continues to have on you.
It's true.
And I've started using thinking partners in my classroom. I teach first grade. And, for them, I have a concrete model. We have these little red arrows with points on each end, and a person, on one side of the arrow and a person's name on the other side of the arrow, which is a common writer's workshop, but, using the arrows and calling it thinking partners is something that I've taken from the writing project and integrated it into, you know, something else that, you know, we commonly use in our classrooms. But it's just, for me, it's more powerful, partially because I've been in that role that I'm asking my children to be in now. It makes it feel like it's just a more natural teaching experience for me because I've been in that role as a learner.
And I'm not sure what other name, I mean, there are lots of names you could use, but thinking and partners grouped together, you know what your objective is with thinking, and you know kind of the level that you're on with them. It's a partner kind of kinship, which is cool. It's funny that you said that about your classroom because right now I'm in the process of revising a kind of institution or academy where I work for writers, and this year, while developing the curriculum, we're trying to get basically some of the top nominees to be involved so that they can be our resource, they can be our thinking partners, they can be our go-tos for things like this. So hopefully in the future, in some way, we can also integrate the idea of thinking partners.
Right. Yeah. Professionally, you know, I think it's helped me there a lot too. Since doing the writing project, and especially probably after this summer, having been a thinking partner, I'm much more comfortable sharing my ideas with my colleagues and stealing ideas from my colleagues. You know, I mean, I really am, because I know, and I think when you put yourself out there that way as a professional, not just as a teacher or when you're asked to, but just as a part of it, just it's who you are, that you become more comfortable with it. And I think as a grade level, I think I'm more comfortable sharing and like I said, stealing ideas. Do it all the time.
That's great.
Thank you guys so much for sharing your reflections. We're going to end there, and if you have any other things to share later on, just send it to me and we'll add that in too. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks.